Hey guys, it's Blonde Asuna here, and before you say anything, yes, I am a guy. Asuna is my waifu, and yes, I am a weeb, and that's okay. But anyways, going on to the actual PvP portion of this video, I guess we'll just start out by going to Astromon League. So, I just woke up, so I'm sorry if I am a little bit tired sounding in this, but alright, so basically how I try to PvP is I usually only attack people that give me at least 7 points, and I believe that since I'm at 1027, that means the lowest I can attack is 1020, since if you're more than 7 points below someone, then they only give you 6 points, and I try to keep it like gaining a moderate amount at 7. So we're going to attack this Paliposte guy. So this is basically my standard team. I'll run you guys through my gem sets and stuff right now. Basically, I have my Nightmare lead, who's running HP percent, defense percent, and HP percent on the protection set. This is basically because I want to make use of her 5-star skill, which is the healing based on her maximum HP. So I gave her 2 HP gems, as you can see here. But I also wanted her to have a solid amount of defense to keep her tanky, which is why I ran the protection set with the last gem being a defense gem, because she doesn't really need as many defense gems, because she is already a defender, and once you reach a certain point in defense, I think it's around 4k, getting defense isn't even that efficient, which my Nightmare actually has way over that at 7.4k. My second team member that I use is my Light Nike. Light Nike, my gem sets on her is protection with defense, defense, and defense. So I know some people like to run the critical hit set with using just 1 crit gem. However, I think that this is a lot more efficient because Nike doesn't actually have the 100% crit damage because she's a light monster, which makes it really awkward to run crit rate because it doesn't actually increase the damage by that much. Anyways, I run 5-star gems on Nike because the resist substats on these gems are ridiculous. Like 34% res and 28% res on these. Just insanely good, especially in high level gameplay when resistance is very important. My third monster is Light Hannah. So I actually run a Siphon set on Hannah. It's not the greatest Siphon set, it could definitely be improved, but it works out decently. I run HP, HP, HP. They have not the greatest substats in the world, but it works out decently. I run Siphon to try to get her 5-star skill, the shield, up faster, because if I can get the shield up, then not only does it heal my monsters, but it denies the enemy blue orbs, which is a very important part in PvP. And my last monster is Woodleo. On Woodleo, I run Conviction, I run Attack, Defense, and HP. I run Attack, Defense, HP. I try to get crit rate subs as well. This is because my team right now, if you look at it, I'll actually explain kind of behind the team comp. My team is lacking some damage. The only damage I really have is from my Leo's defense break and my Nike. So I try to put a little bit more damage in with 1 attack gem. I guess my Hannah does a little bit of damage, but because of that I use 5-star gems for the Siphon, she doesn't actually have that much HP aggressor damage. And basically, the whole point of this team is just to sustain up and just try to do a lot of damage. My win rate on this team is pretty good. I think it's around like 95-ish%, but it's not the best team for the very last day of fighting, because if I use this on the last day, then the battles will take a long time since I don't actually have very many damage dealers. Anyways, we're going to start out. A lot of the times, I would focus the Shelly first because the Shelly has the defense down. But since all my monsters are about like 80% resistance-ish, I'm not really that scared of the defense down, so I'm actually going to try to defense down this Nike first. Doesn't land, that's fine. I'll just seal it really quickly so it can't do that much damage to me. That's a really good part of having the Nightmare, is that because I'm a sustain team, I can like seal the aggressors, which are a huge part of the defense meta right now. And that means that my team won't be taking that much damage. Next, we're actually going to seal the 100% stun ratio, because I fear stun a lot more than I fear defense down. So it looks like this guy's monsters aren't gemmed too well. Doesn't seem like he has that much resistance. Here, I could go for the defense down, but instead I'm going to go for the AoE, because that'll charge up my blue souls a lot faster. And pretty much once this team gets the blue souls, my bars to max, then it's kind of just over. I'll actually steal this. I'll try to steal the Sunner there, because again, I don't really mind the defense down that much. So yeah, everyone just resisted everything. Here, even though they have their blue bars, I shouldn't really matter that much, because if I just shield and then I just use all three of my 5-star skills. Oh, even if they didn't die though, I don't think they could have broken through my shield, since they didn't really have that much elemental advantage. I mean, I guess on my Hannah and Nike, but those are super tanky as well still. Anyways, that wasn't too hard of a win. That guy really lacked some for his defense. He had some okay damage, and I guess he had some okay CC, but the only problem was, like, he didn't have any sustainability whatsoever. So regardless of what happened, even if all his CC hit, I would have still been able to just out sustain his damage, because he didn't have like anything to keep him up. Like, eventually my Hannah and my Nightmare would have just kept bringing up my my health again, no matter how much damage he did. So anyways, I'm gonna start by actually trying to go for the Dark Kraken. I always go for dark monsters first when I use this comp, because they're really dangerous towards my Light Hannah and Light Nike if they try to focus them down. And I'm actually going to seal the Nightmare though. Unlucky that missed. The reason I seal the Nightmare is because I have 2 aggressors, and my Nightmare seal is very important to my team comp. Kind of unlucky that I get defense down to there, but I mean, it's not the end of the world. Just gonna try to seal again. Okay, so this guy's monsters are obviously gemmed a lot better. If he already resisted twice. Ooh. Alright, this one's not looking too hot, but should be alright. I'm just gonna take the Nightmare out second. The monster I'm probably gonna leave for last is the Wood Valk. It's not because it's not like, I mean, it's not really that much of a threat, to be honest. It doesn't really do that much damage or anything. But the reason that I also wanted to steal the Nightmare is because it was the only thing that also had healing. So even if it gets its 5-star skill off now, that's fine, because it's not going to heal. Which means that it's kind of just like the last comp where I'll just out-sustain them. If my Nightmare doesn't get stunned again, that is. Alright. A little bit lucky that I lived, but then again, I got defense down and CC'd twice. So I guess it's just all balanced out. Next we're going to go for the Wood Leo, because I'm sick and tired of getting defense down by that guy. At this point, it's kind of just over. Like, he's not going to be able to break through the shield that easily. I guess, yeah, okay. I guess I was wrong. I think that Leo must have one attack gem like mine then. Alright, my blue bars are getting filled up, but you see what I mean though? Look, their blue bars didn't get filled up at all, and they just used like the triple special. Which is kind of like, it's just OP when you have the shield up. The match just kind of is over at that point. Alright. Man, I'm getting stunned a lot. This guy is Pugilist out on his Leo for sure, but like, that's actually insane how much I'm getting stunned by this guy. Like, my Nightmare's no slouch on resistance, especially with the Nightmare lead. That Nightmare lead in PvP is like broken, in my opinion at least. Alright, this is just going to be a bad... See, this is the reason why I was saying that it's not really good for when you get into the very last couple hours of PvP, because like eventually like people are going to have like Evo 3 Wood Valks, and you see how long it takes me to kill just an Evo 2 one. It's really inefficient, and at the later parts of PvP, I do have a different team that I can use if I want to speed things up, but it's nowhere near the efficiency, or it's nowhere near like the win rate of my current team. Anyways, we're gonna battle this guy. This guy doesn't look too bad. The Miho lead, or the Horn lead, could be a problem, because it means I might not get my seals and stuff, but it shouldn't be that bad. So right here, usually the best thing is to try to focus down the Banshee and see what kind of set he's running. However, because of my team comp and the reason, and like that I use sustain teams and stuff, I'm actually going to focus on the Water Persephone first, because it's easily the most threatening monster against my team, because it's like super sustain worthy. However, after that, I can just try to steal off the HP aggressor. Doesn't matter that it doesn't hit too much. I can check with the Banshee's damage again. Yeah, it looks like it's a crit rate Banshee. Yeah, it actually might be intuition set, because I'd assume that a ruin set would do a little bit more damage. I could be wrong, though. Either way, it doesn't look like it's gemmed very well. That means I'm just going to be able to leave it alive for the most part. Alright, so we're going to see how this does. I don't mind the Banshee's active too much. Like, one thing to notice is that, yes, that is a very big threat most of the times. However, like, you see that? All 4 of them resisted it, and I'm, like, confident enough in my team to do that, like, a decent amount of times, that I would not recommend, unless your monsters have high resistance, to do the same strategy that I'm, like, doing right now, where I just kind of, like, let my monsters tank the CC and stuff. I would definitely play very differently if my like, I've had the times when my monsters did not have this high of resistance, but the fact that my mons right now have all this res means that I'm allowed to play like this, pretty much. But it's definitely not a viable strategy unless your monsters, I would say, have like at least like 65 resistance-ish. Or else it's just kind of digging yourself a hole, because CC is like up until a certain point when all the monsters have a lot of resistance. CC is definitely the best strategy to go with in PvP. Like another attack team you could go is like a Water Sura, Fire Arthur, Light Kraken, just like a full CC team, and that would actually work out pretty well in my opinion. Alright, now we're at 1049. I guess we'll battle Amakawa. I actually know this person, so my bad. Alright, I'll talk about a little about like what I like to see in defenses. So this defense is going to be a little bit harder for me to break because it does have a defense downer, and it has 2 dark monsters with a Water Persephone. So it's a little bit of a struggle for who I want to kill first. But because this Water Persephone is only Evo 2, I think I'm going to focus on the Kraken first. This is just so that the Nike and the Kraken can't bully down my light monsters really easily. Other than that, I'll try to seal the Fire Arthur because, you know, I don't really like stuns. I don't mind defense downs as much. Alright, next thing I'll do is I noticed this. I noticed it's a little bit tanky, or I mean a little bit squishy. So I'm going to try to just focus this down. Yeah, I was right. It is very squishy. So, see, the problem with that is, even though it's a hidden Fire Arthur, like, it's only Evo 2, and what that means is unless he's going in actual, like, attack HP defense, it's going to die really quickly. And that means that I can just pretty quickly, like, focus it down. The same thing is the reason that the Kraken and this Nike are pretty easy to kill, is because they have to both run 1 crit gem. So a little thing that, like, I think is kind of cool is, I don't know if you've seen, some of you might have seen my video that I did with Fantasy where I explained this, but basically when you're having to face a Kraken and a Nike in the same PvP defense, it's almost always better to go for the Kraken first, because the Kraken, I mean, unless you have like a type advantage against the Nike, but because the Kraken will more than likely be running 1 crit gem, whereas the Nike more than likely won't be running 1 crit gem. So you'll be able to kill the Kraken a lot faster and more efficiently than the Nike. Anyways, it was a good, like, this defense was a pretty decent offensive defense that might work against, like, I guess less sustain heavy teams. But the problem too, I mean, there's a decent amount of CC, but the problem is if they have res, it doesn't really do that much raw damage as much, and I don't know, it wasn't the greatest, but it's definitely viable. It wasn't like a horrible defense or anything. Anyways, let's move on to this guy. I've actually 3 dark monsters. Okay, this is going to be, these are usually very challenging defenses for me when they put 3 plus dark monsters. So we're actually going to start by focusing the Dark Mona. I focus the Dark Mona because it is by far going to do the most damage. I think my Nike can kill this. I might have only needed my Hannah, but better to be safe than sorry. Alright, so this guy's defense, he is running just full offensive defense. Just like a straight up full damage offense. Defense, I mean, which can work. Like you can see, it almost killed my Nike. But at the same time, I really wouldn't recommend this at all. because it's more of a cheese factor than anything else, and it's not like the greatest. Like his guys are just dying. He doesn't even have that high of resistance, so I'm being able to seal his guys. And yeah, my Nike dies, but at the same time, like all of his guys are like sealed. He does like no damage anymore, and it's basically just over at this point. Like his Anu can't even like, I don't know. I mean, this can work for sure. Just running like kind of like a full damage defense, because obviously you need to do damage to win the battle. The only problem is it only works if they're running like a full offensive thing. Like if they bring a water Persephone into this, then your offensive attack isn't gonna. Or then your defense is just gonna crumble. If they bring any sort of a sustain. Anyways, I'll just finish this guy off really quickly. This is the I hate how it takes so long to finish off. Like, as long as it doesn't matter until the last 2 hours, where I'll probably have to use a different attack. If I want to aim for rank 1, I'll probably have to use a different attack strategy. But I guess that's a problem for then, not really now. Because I mean, I don't mind as long as I have a high win rate, to be honest. All right. Jesus Christ. Where's everyone in chat? Sorry for all the notifications, by the way. Just using QuickTime Player with my phone, so I forgot to turn off notifications for Discord and texts and stuff. Anyways, next battle. We'll battle this guy. This looks like it'll be an interesting one. Alright. 3 aggressors and a nightmare. So I'm actually gonna focus on the Kraken first. I'm assuming that all three of his aggressors are crit rate, or else he wouldn't have run a Kraken lead. But I still think it's worth sealing the nightmare first. Oh. It's debatable there, because it is obviously easier to seal one of the light dark monsters because they have the base 0 resistance. However, I thought it was just I thought it was better to seal the nightmare, because my team, if it gets sealed, like I also have 2 aggressors. Like that's really like seal is really bad against, or is really bad for me. Oh, I think. All right, good. All right. One little like tip on offense, I guess, is, in my opinion, running only 1 light or 1 dark monster is highly inefficient, because the thing is, the PvP meta right now and for defenses is there's a lot of light and a lot of dark monsters, not too many like non-light dark monsters. So if you only say like I was only running my Nike there, my Nike would have died like 100% dead, because you saw that what's it called? You saw that at the end the Horn focused my Hannah, which is that's one of the reasons that I use Nike and Hannah, is because it helps to split the focus from all the dark monsters that are going to be on PvP defense, such as like Dark Horan, Dark Sea Star, Dark Mona, and Dark Cat. Like it'll split the focus from them, so they don't really die that fast. Anyways, that one wasn't actually that bad at all. Yeah, I don't know what to say about that one. I think those were just very poorly gemmed monsters. I could be wrong. Anyways, on to this guy. 4 tickets left. Alright. So this one we're going to start by... I'm not actually sure if the water gene patch went through yet. I remember they were saying that they were going to change it. Not sure if they have yet. I probably should know that. But I'll just start by def breaking the Kraken. See, I could finish it off right now, but I don't know what his hidden monster is, number 1. It could be bad. It could be worse than the Dark Kraken for me. Number 2, he can't really sustain it up. Number 3, I don't want to get sealed. So sometimes it's... I'm not saying all the time, because there are times like killing the Kraken would have been a fine move there, but I just don't know what's behind it. What if it's a Dark Cat? That's horrible for me. Alright, it's a Fire Shiva. Fire Shiva is not really that threatening in my opinion. Like, I'll seal it, but I mean, it's just not that, like, in my opinion, it's just not that good. I haven't, like, raised mine or tried to use it yet, but as I say that, he gets the stun off on me. Okay. Oh boy. I'm actually gonna seal it. Oh. This is going lovely already. Jesus, as I say that, he gets how did he get 2 stuns in a row on my 85% resistance? I guess that's RNG for you. Alright, I mean, it should be fine. Like, the Nightmare's not going to be able to charge up her Blue Soul thing. Those are all tanks. That's the problem. Like, this guy's defense was okay, but the problem was, once I take out the Kraken and the Banshee, look, he has literally no attack at all. And since I have my shield, he has no way to get SP, which is his only healing as well. Like, it's not the greatest thing. I would recommend for this guy to change out the Fire Shiva, honestly, because Hidden Fire Shiva doesn't really accomplish much. Either that or change out the Water Gene, because I could be mistaken, but I do remember when I ran into a Water Nightmare and Water Gene before, that the Water Nightmare actually cancels the Water Gene's sleep if there's a fire monster that it's focusing down. So I would maybe change out the Water Gene, since it's actually not that great on PvP defense. I would know. I mean, I've run that before. It did not work out very well. But I would probably recommend for that guy to change that out with something like maybe a Fire Arthur. Put the Fire Shiva, or put the Fire Arthur in for the put a Fire Arthur in for the Fire Shiva, and then maybe what else would I do? I would take out the Water Gene. Maybe put in like a Water Persephone, or like I mean, I don't want to assume what this guy has. Like, that's the problem. If I knew his monster box, I could definitely make a better defense. But like, I was gonna say put in like a Dark Cupid or something, but like, I'm not gonna assume that he has a Dark Cupid, or else he'd be using it, right? Anyways, onto this battle. I just kill the Kraken first. This is looking like a kind of a hard one, because I have to kill that Dark Cupid. That Dark Cupid is going to fuck me up. But yeah, I have to kill it. The problem is, since it has a base 30% resistance, okay, well that was nice, but I have to either seal or kill it. I think I have to go for the kill, since I'm not hitting the seals. Luckily, I did get my shield off first, which means that he's not getting very many blue orbs. And I think I can just finish it off with my unlucky. Okay, that's fine. I still finish it off. He has light monsters. No elemental advantage left for him. So one thing that I should probably get better at is, I don't really know what a lot of like the light dark monsters do. For example, I have no idea what Light Sura does. So I'm just gonna not worry about it, I guess. That's probably a bad idea, but it doesn't seem to be doing anything, so it's whatever. So basically, Dark Cupid is one of the most threatening monsters, because obviously the shield is OP for the same reason it's OP on my offensive team. And on top of that, it's also an HP aggressor. It's like a dark version of Light Hannah, which is OP, which is more OP than Light Hannah, because most people use dark monsters on offense, like for example Dark Mona and stuff, and they don't have an elemental advantage against Dark Cupid, whereas they do against Light Hannah. Which, it's not like I mean, it honestly is kind of a huge deal, because obviously on offense you get the attacks off first. But anyways, once we're able to kill that, once we're able to kill the Kraken first, because the Kraken is obviously like a lot easier to kill than the Dark Cupid, because if he gemmed the Dark Cupid right, it'll be a lot tankier than the Dark Kraken, especially with the crit rate gem on the Dark Kraken. After we kill the Dark Kraken, the Dark Cupid obviously is second priority, just as long as we seal or kill it before it gets his blue bar up. And then after that, it was kind of just easy pickings. Alright. Chakiri. Now, Chakiri's defense is actually one that I've struggled against earlier this week quite a bit. Now, we'll see. I don't actually remember how I usually hit this. I think I have to go for the Light Hannah first, because that's a lot of aggression damage. But at the same time, obviously I have to try to stop the shield. But here's one thing. Since I got the defense down, I don't think I need to go for the seal. Since I think I can kill it next turn without a seal, I'm actually going to seal the Stone Olem. And that's because it's going to... that's because usually, if I don't seal it, it's going to charge up its active. And the amount... I'm not scared again. Like, okay, I guess that's kind of contradictory of what I said before about not being scared of being CC'd. But just the sheer amount of times that Stolen Olem gets his active off without me like trying to like kill it or anything, it's bound to get the CC off at some point because it gets an AoE like 60% shock or something like that. A lot because of its morale boost 30%. So I really don't feel comfortable risking all of those attempts. Anyways, so my nightmare looks like it's gonna die pretty soon. Not exactly what I was hoping for to happen. That's okay. I will. I feel like this is still the right move to try to seal this. Yeah. The reason for that is because it has 0% base res, and I know Chakiri. He has very good gems on his monsters, so I don't think that I would have been able to. I don't think I would have been able to seal the Valkyrie, to be honest. I think it would have just resisted. Whereas I know the Stone Golem, because of its low base resistance, it's a lot harder to get high res on it. Anyways, I think I'm just going to kill it. I'm going to try. Before that, my plan is to kill it before the Valk gets her bar. Okay, I think I can do it. Yep, there we go. So we're actually going to focus the Wood Leo next. And the reason we're focusing Wood Leo is because when it's 1v4 versus Valkyrie, it's not that threatening. But when it's 2v4 even, it's a little bit dicey, especially because of the defense down that the Wood Leo can put off. And I'm not saying I'm scared of it. I mean, I guess I am a little bit, but I get sealed by, I get defense down by Wood Leo a lot. I don't understand it at all, but, you know, I guess it's just RNG. Alright, I think I should kill it here. Yep, alright. So basically, if I get a sealer defense down on the Valkyrie, it's just over at that point, so I'm just going to leave it on auto right now. And I guess talk about Chakiri's defense. What Chakiri does well is he doesn't like scatter his types very much. And what I mean by that is like he has 2 wood monsters, which focus my 1 water monster, which is nice. He has I think 2 light monsters. He has 1 water monster, but that's water. That's an Evo 3 water purse. Obviously, like he's gonna use the Evo 3 water purse. It's still a good monster. I'm actually really lucky I got a seal and a defense down on it because I know it has high resistance for a fact. But yeah, I like how he has like 2 light monsters and 2 wood monsters in his thing, so it's kind of hard to break. Also, he has like a lot of things that are pretty threatening when they get their bar. For example, Wood Valk, the heal is pretty threatening when it gets his bar full. Light Hannah, obviously, as well as the Stone Golem, which gets his bar quickly as well. So it just charges. The reason that getting the bar quickly is important is because it'll charge up the bar for everything else. Once it uses its AoE, everything else will get their AoE a lot faster. Anyways, I have 1 ticket left, so I think I'll just fight the top guy, I guess. 9 points? Okay, that's fine. Alright, so this guy's defense, it doesn't look that threatening, but as a Wood Arthur user myself, I know that there's a lot of builds that he could go on as Wood Arthur. And I'm a little bit scared of that, but I'm not too scared, only because it's his only wood monster. So I'm actually going to focus the water sewer. Water sewer is one of the most threatening defense monsters in the game. Just because it's 2 turn stun. Like, if I get 2 turn stunned, it's some bad stuff for me. Anyways, it looks like his Wood Arthur isn't doing that much damage, so I'm just going to ignore it for now. It's obviously not that great of a decision, but I just am really prioritizing the water sewer over it. Alright, it's looking like that was good because the water sewer got a lot of the gems. Okay, I'm actually going to try to defense down and or seal this guy. Alright. See, after both of those miss, there's just no point in actually hitting it anymore because it's just going to heal up on my water nightmare anyways. Oh. That's really not good. Alright, so my Light Nike's not going to do very much damage right now. I'll try to just do this. That was a wasted attack on Light Nightmare, but I mean it's not going to do that much damage anyways because of the seal. So it isn't the worst thing in the world. Okay, there we go. I sealed it. It's going to die now because it can't heal. That's the one thing. Again, like Wood Arthur is a really big counter to my attack team because of the fact that it can just self heal a lot of damage off my my Water Nightmare. It obviously doesn't steal as much as it could because my Water Nightmare is a defender with like 7,000 defense or something, but it's still a decently significant amount. All right. Okay, we get that. So I think my AOE. Oh, come on. All right, no, this game's over. It's fine. So this wasn't a bad defense at all. This was actually all right. I did like the Wood Arthur because I'm a huge Wood Arthur fanatic actually. It was my first Nat 5 and my first Evo 3 Nat 5. So it has a little special place in my heart a little bit. Anyways, let's see what rank I get up to. I was so tired yesterday. I was gonna make this video like 10 hours ago, but I was really tired and I missed all my 10 PvP tickets. I'm sitting at 46 right now. Oh gosh, I could have been higher up, I think. That's all right though. Anyways, I don't know. Like, I'm sorry if this is like super awkward and stuff, and if yeah, I mean, I know this was very awkward and stuff, and if it was like long or whatever, because it was. I mean, I'm pretty sure it was pretty long, but I guess just like tell me below what you guys like want me to do for PvP, because obviously I can just like keep battling or stuff, but this video is pretty long. I could like trim it to highlights or something. If you want me to like build up a certain monster, talk about like defense metas and stuff, and yeah, just tell me down below what you like would prefer to see, and I'll try to make it happen. Anyways, thanks for watching and for the positive feedback on Reddit, and I will see you guys later. Peace out.